Hello everyone and welcome back to the Go Westeros channel here on YouTube. I'm Jack, the host, and today we'll be doing something new. In a previous sort of series, we've looked at and recapped the events of minor houses from Westeros, and in this new series we'll be looking at the upcoming Season 6 of Game of Thrones, possible roads and avenues the show will be going down. In these new episodes, I'll be looking at a certain area of Westeros and Essos, the Planetos in general, and these stories revolving around it. So it can range anywhere from the Wall down to Dawn, anywhere in between, across to Bravos, Marine, anywhere in between there. So just as a warning, this does contain spoilers for all 5 previous seasons of Game of Thrones, as well as spoilers from all 5 books in the A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. So in this first episode, I think I'll be tackling the Wall and beyond. When we last left the Wall, it was actually the final scene of Season 5. Sir Alistair Thorne, Ollie, that little bitch, and other nameless members of the Night's Watch had tricked Lord Commander Jon Snow into believing there was information on his long-lost uncle Benjen Stark. Of course, this was all a ruse, and the beloved Jon Snow was stabbed to death multiple times for the Watch. Season 5 closed out on the lifeless body of Jon Snow, laying in the snow with a pool of blood around him. So where do I think the story at the Wall is going to go? Jon is dead, at least for now. And both Davos and Melisandre are at Castle Black. The wildlings, at least a number of them, have settled south of it, and there needs to be a new Lord Commander. First off, with the Lord Commander, I think Sir Alistair Thorne is very likely going to be promoted into that position. There's not really anyone else. He was second running behind Jon Snow anyway, so it's going to be him. Nothing else has changed. I think Ollie will probably serve as his steward, and I think he'll have a tight stranglehold on the Night's Watch. I think the few Jon Snow supporters there were will either be killed or their lives will be made a living hell, more so than they already were. Specifically Dolorous Edd and the few named wildlings, Tormund to be specific. I think there will be more clashing between the Night's Watch and the wildlings, with Sir Alistair and Tormund heading up either side before the season draws to a close and the White Walkers on their doorstep. If we're to believe the following Season 7 is going to be the final season, I think it's safe to say that the White Walkers will be coming very soon. I think possibly the final scene of Season 6, or among the final scenes of Season 6, we will be seeing the White Walkers either at the Wall, breaching the Wall, or even south of it. I think it's possible we may even see a battle at the Wall towards the end of the season, where the wildlings and the Night's Watch will have to ultimately ally to try and defend it. But I do not think they're going to last. I don't think the Order of the Night's Watch will be surviving much longer. I think the ever-looming threat of the White Walkers will finally come to a head, or at least towards the head this season. As for Melisandre and Davos, I think Mel is needed at the Wall to somehow combat the White Walkers, ice and fire and all that. I think Davos might either join the Night's Watch, considering there is seemingly no more Stannis, or even Shireen, or he'll be sent off or go somewhere to do something similar, closer to his book storyline, where of course he is trying to find young Rickon Stark. Davos was there when Stannis offered Jon Winterfell in the North. I think Davos may realise that the key to holding the North together for the impending doom is by helping the Boltons be extracted and by rallying the North under a Stark rule. Sort of just like Stannis wanted to do, but Stannis wanted to do it for his own cause. Perhaps Melisandre will see something in her fires and convince Davos of this. Otherwise, I can't really see what his motivations are for going somewhere else, or even to stay at the Wall, to be honest. I don't know what Davos can do. Maybe Sansa and Theon will flee to the Wall in search of Jon, as that's really the only place Sansa could possibly go. Her aunt's dead in the Eyrie. Riverrun is under Lannister control. Everyone else is dead. So, I think she'll tell someone that Bran and Rickon are still alive. Somewhere. Maybe they'll have Brienne and Pod with them. We know that Valyrian still kills the White Walkers. We saw that in the brilliant Hard Home episode. And, Brienne has her Oathkeeper sword. So perhaps keeping her close to the wall in this fashion will come in handy later. Perhaps she and Davos will go off somewhere in the north. Obviously, they have conflict over Stannis. I don't think Davos is going to react well to hearing that Brienne has seemingly killed him. But maybe he just doesn't know. Maybe he just thinks Stannis died in battle. But maybe they unite under a greater cause and something beyond their personal conflicts. So maybe that whole storyline with those sets of characters will tie in the Starks and Winterfell and the North rallying against the White Walkers. Who knows? As for Jon Snow, is he really dead? Probably not. If you've been keeping up with set photos and news over this past year, then you may have seen something I haven't. But I haven't been doing that so much, and I would like to keep everything as fresh as possible. I mentioned Melisandre and Ghost earlier. Did I? I didn't. But what I meant to say was, Melisandre and Ghost. In the books, it seems she and Ghost have a bit of a connection. He seems rather calm around her. We haven't seen this in the show, but a quick scene could remedy that. Quick scene early on in the first few episodes. We've seen that warging exists. Perhaps Jon's soul, or whatever it is, has found his way into Ghost. In the books, we know Jon is a warg and has the wolf dreams. And perhaps this is the show's way of revealing that. Maybe a blood sacrifice to the Lord of Light for Ghost is needed for Jon to be brought back from the dead as himself. And if this is going to happen this season, I guess it will likely to be towards the end. I do not see Jon being in the season much, if at all. So the idea of bringing Jon back will be in typical Game of Thrones / A Song of Ice and Fire fashion, by being bittersweet and by having to lose Ghost. I guess that would do well for the effects budget, but yeah, that would suck. I guess his death will probably release Jon from his vows to the Night's Watch, I guess. It's probably never happened to them before, that we know of. Maybe he'll travel south, possibly when a Rickon is found, staying with Stark allies, possibly the Umbers. Maybe they'll rally a coup to take down the Boltons once and for all. Again, I don't really expect any of this to happen. As much as this video may be titled predictions, it's all kind of guesswork. I'm saying that I don't truly think all of this will happen. I'm just trying to come up with plausible scenarios that we may possibly see in the upcoming season. I think Season 6 will be the start of redemption for the living Starks. Bran will be doing God knows what in his cave with Bloodraven. It's hard to say what he could be doing, what they could be doing. Using his new magical abilities and seeing visions and flashbacks to reveal key bits of information from the past that will come to resolution in the present or the future. We know that we're going to see the Tower of Joy flashback in this season, so perhaps that will reveal big R+L=J information for the future. Bran may possibly be able to somehow help the people of Westeros with the info of White Walkers, or information on certain characters' whereabouts. I'm looking at you, Benjen. So it's really who knows what when it comes to Bran, and that's the most interesting thing about it, the most intriguing thing about it. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. They're going to be short. I guess this is around 10 minutes long. They're not going to be super drawn out, just quick videos. And if you like it, if you like what this is about, please give it a thumbs up, share it, drop a comment down below, or find us on Twitter @GoWesteros. Tweet at me. I'm always open for advice or criticism. Again, I've been Jack, and I'll see you all very soon.